Hey bruv, it's me Brody, and I watched a good amount of movies this year, and to be honest, not enough movies from this year, and it was a pretty interesting year to say the least. Not as incredible or great as like 2023 or 2018 or something, but we had a fair share of bangers and stinkers, some real pants shitters. I'm gonna do a little tier list, and we're gonna talk about everything. So, let's get going. Alright, here we are in the tier maker, and I've already made some titles. Our S tier will be stinkin' fantastic. A is a very swell picture. B is twas decent, because I couldn't think of anything good that started with a B that was fitting. C is you know, never mind that. Dog shards for D. Everything I hate for E, and Fark You for F. So, yeah, let's get into it. I think one of the first movies I watched this year was Mickey 17, directed by Bong Joon-ho, or Bong Joon. I'm probably butchering that. Starring Robert Pattinson. Not a huge fan of this movie. I thought it was a little bit corny at times, like very eat the rich, kind of like, yeah, rebel against the system, but not in like a deeper way like Fight Club, but like kind of in a corny way. I thought it was visually really interesting, but the characters were a little bit flat and not my favorite movie. It's pretty funny. Twas decent. Yeah. Wallace and Gromit: Vengeance Most Foul. This was nominated for Best Animated Feature last year, even though it was released to the public in 2026. I watched this in January. I'm gonna be honest, wasn't a huge fan of it. It was enjoyable, but it wasn't as great as some people were saying. I'd put it above Mickey 17, but still probably just decent, not incredible. You know, good time, nothing crazy, just good old Wallace and Gromit. Great animation. And next is Dog Man, DreamWorks spin-off of Captain Underpants, because the characters from Captain Underpants wrote Dog Man in the comic. Because I'm Gen Z and was around to read Captain Underpants as a kid, I read like all those books. Dog Man. I'm gonna be quite honest, I did not have a great time with this movie. I think I'd still put it in decent, but probably at the back. Found a lot of the humor to be either just really loud or just childish humor, which is it's made for kids. It's a kids movie, really. Or if you're a big fan of the books, or were as a kid or as a teen now, because you had to be a certain age to be a kid then. Pretty cool animation, pretty vibrant, pretty nice. Some of the humor works, but a lot of it feels a little childish for me. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. It was okay, wasn't my favorite. Moving on. I didn't watch Captain America: Brave New World. And I'm not ashamed to say that, because everyone hates it and it doesn't look interesting to me. So, yeah, I didn't get around to watching that one. But I'm gonna add a list for will watch eventually. And this is a tier that I will stick this in, because I probably will watch it eventually. Maybe eventually. Maybe not tomorrow, but eventually. Next, Paddington in Peru. Yeah, man, this was kind of disappointing movie. It was just pretty mediocre. Compared to the first two, it was a big letdown. It just felt like a cliche jungle adventure movie. I wasn't a big fan of it. Wasn't a big fan. Just kind of a corny, cliche movie that really is lacking a lot of the heart and originality that Paddington 1 and 2 had. And it's not a bad movie, it's not special. It's not a special movie. Moving on, we have a Minecraft movie. I don't even know. In terms of how much I had fun with it, I've put at the top of just to balance out how objectively ass the movie is, but how much fun it was to like just watch the movie and meme on it and shit on it, and just watching the most strange, goofy, crappy CGI movie. Quite a strange movie. There's a few jokes that work pretty well, and I laughed a lot at Jack Black's Minecraft-isms, like flint and steel, you know. Overall, pretty stupid movie, but a fun stupid movie nonetheless. And I had to kind of balance it out. In terms of fun, it would be like here. In terms of how bad it is, it would be like right here. We're gonna balance it out right in the middle. I'd say the next movie I watched this year was Thunderbolts of Lightning. Very frightening. Thunderbolts. I was actually kind of a fan of this one. It has a lot more heart than most of the Marvel movies, and especially compared to Marvel movies the last couple years, other than Guardians 3. Really enjoyable movie. I thought all the stunt work and the visuals were pretty great. And thematically, this movie is a lot richer than most MCU movies, and felt like it had a good grasp on loneliness and depression. Sometimes it seems the ending's a little corny, where they all go and hug him, and a little corny, but I think overall it works. It was a movie that I think it resonated a lot more with me than most superhero movies do nowadays. Yeah, I think it has a great message. Bob as Sentry is honestly one of the most enjoyable villain anti-hero characters that Marvel's had in quite some time, and he's just a blast to be around. All these characters are pretty enjoyable, and they all have their reasons for being the way they are, and it was a pretty good movie. Very swell movie. The next movie I watched was probably Sinners. Dang good movie. I don't know if I'd put it in fantastic, but I'm gonna put it at the top of very swell picture, because it was a really quite original, quite good movie. I liked it a lot. Kinda went back to basics with movies like Jurassic Park, Jaws, survival movies, survival horror, and just sticking to the tension. And I think the first half of this movie is, not gonna lie, it gets a little boring, just a little bit, but I think the vampire stuff and just the way they executed all of it with the invitations and having to bring someone into your house to let them in, the vampires, they executed that very well, and I thought it was a really cool movie. Really cool mix of Western, Southern, and horror at the same time. Pretty good music. Really good direction by Ryan Coogler. Very fun movie. Very good. Stylistically great. Awesome. Liked that movie a lot. Moving on. I think the next movie I watched this year was probably Jurassic World Shit Stain, whatever it's called. Rebirth. Man, that was a bad movie. I don't know how bad I'd put it, but it was one of the worst movies of the year. So I'm gonna put it here. Man, it was when I heard that Gareth Edwards was directing, I thought maybe there's a chance this might not be completely terrible like the last three, but no, alas, it was completely terrible. It was all the characters were cliche, dumb characters who are just you see in every single blockbuster movie. There's some dumb teenagers who are obsessed with their phone. There's just just everything. Okay, you know what I'm saying. I sound stupid right now, but you know what I'm saying. I look stupid right now, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, all the actors are just big name Hollywood actors, mostly, the main cast. The performances aren't great, the CGI isn't great, the story is stupid, cinematography is pretty bad, I'd say. It visually looks flat, the image just looks flat and boring. Not a good movie, not a good story, not a good anything, not a good script, unfunny as hell. Yeah, man, Jurassic Park is never gonna get a worthy sequel. The Lost World, you could argue, is kind of worthy, but man, there's never gonna be anything close to the same quality as that first movie. The next movie that I watched this year was Fantastic Four. I like this movie. I think I might put it, I'll put it at the top of twice decent, because I think I like this movie more than a lot of people did. I thought it had a lot of heart, a lot of hope. Very hopeful movie. This summer we had two awesome, hopeful superhero movies that remember what the point of superheroes is. Just a symbol of hope, a symbol of the greater good. Fantastic Four was a really fun movie. Visually, I thought the movie was pretty interesting and had pretty great CGI actually compared to most superhero movies nowadays, including Superman. Sorry guys, but Superman didn't look great. I thought the script was pretty good. The story, I liked the story a lot. I think it was a really interesting story and a cool twist on the Franklin Richards timeline thing. Yeah, I thought it was a movie with a lot of heart and just a good time. Hope to seeing the Fantastic Four back in Doomsday. And Doomsday is not looking great right now, but I hope it's not as shitty as it looks. The next movie I watched was Superman in July as well. And I think I put Superman right here. A very swell picture indeed, but was it better than Thunderbolts? I thought Superman had a bit of filler, a lot of filler stuff. Just some of it kind of felt a little corny, like the stuff with Lois Lane just going around with the Justice Gang. I thought the Justice Gang was a little bit corny. I liked the movie a lot. There was just some stuff in the movie that I wasn't a fan of. Overall, I think Superman is the stronger movie, but Thunderbolts probably personally resonates more, but Superman is the stronger movie. It has a pretty great direction by James Gunn. The CGI isn't great. It's all right. It's doable. It does what it needs to, but doesn't look great. I think Lex Luthor is probably the most intimidating version of Lex Luthor we've had in any of the Superman movies I've seen. Like, Gene Hackman was great, but he was more of a comical Lex Luthor. And this Lex Luthor is a lot more threatening and maniacal and just a jealous, pathetic guy like in the comics, but he's just very powerful at the same time. I think this movie is a lot of fun, has a lot of heart. I like all the stuff with Superman and his parents, and just the hopeful message that this sends about being human and learning from your mistakes and just trying to be a good person. Very, very good movie. I think Sinners is better just as a film. It's just a better film, visually better, acting's better, it's just a better movie, but it's still a great movie, really liked it. I think the next movie I watched this year was The Naked Gun reboot. I liked this movie. I really thought this was a fun time. I think I'll put it in twas decent, or around there. Liam Neeson is really underrated in his deadpan humor, I think, and he was absolutely hilarious in this movie. Me, my mom, my dad, we all went to see this together, and we were laughing throughout out loud. Really, really funny movie. I do think some of the humor wasn't as good as it could have been, and I still think Leslie Nielsen's original 1989 Naked Gun is the best Naked Gun movie. But this is probably a number 2 or number 3 possibly, because Naked Gun 2 is still really funny. Naked Gun 2025 was a really funny movie, had a lot of great one-liners. Fat man chowing spaghetti. Mrs. Spaghetti! That was a funny gag. The whole shadow stuff and the evil snowman scene was hilarious. Really funny movie. Type of comedy movie we don't get enough anymore. Yeah. Great. Very, very good time. Very fun. Very much worth the watch. I'm just gonna say I haven't watched F1, but I think I might eventually. Personally doesn't look that interesting to me. but I'll watch it eventually, I guess, because people kind of rave about it. I haven't seen How to Train Your Dragon live action, but it's a live action remake, so I'm just gonna like shove it in Fark You, cause like Fark You live action remakes suck, absolutely suck, and I don't like them at all. So that's cool. Lilo and Stitch live action remake. We're gonna put that in Fark You at the top of Fark You, cause Fark it more than How to. Actually, no. Fark How to Train Your Dragon live action more. Because how unnecessary are all of these remakes? I can't do this crap. Moving on. Friendship. Fantastic movie. Absolutely hilarious, suspenseful, amazing psychological dramedy type thing. I don't even know how to describe this movie. It's like if you took I Think You Should Leave and mixed it with like Silence of the Lambs. And it's like, it's hilarious, it's pretty stressful at times, it's very well made to make it like get on your nerves. Paul Rudd and Tim Robinson, hilarious together, never knew I needed that duo. I'm a big Tim Robinson fan. I love his work on I Think You Should Leave and Detroiters, and just 2 months ago, The Chair Company, which was a great show. One of my favorite shows in recent time. And Friendship was just a favorite of the year. It just makes me laugh. I think it's visually really compelling and interesting. I think it's just a very original, standout movie that has a very, very niche, subjective humor, but I fit into that niche, so I really liked it. I thought the ending was hysterical, the final shot, which, spoilers, 3, 2, 1, after he gets him to put his wig back on, because Paul Rudd is wearing a wig in the movie apparently, or the character is actually bald, and when he shoots up the house, and then his wig knocks off, and then he's like, put your wig back on, put your wig back on. And then at the end when he's sitting in the police car after he gets arrested, Paul Rudd, Austin the character, winks at him, and then he just starts smiling, and then he looks absolutely insane. He's like drooling, and then it cuts to the credits. This movie is a vibe in the strangest way, and I love it. It's just a really, really good one. I like it a lot. The Life of Chuck is one I really want to watch, but haven't been able to yet. I think it's finally on Hulu, so I might do a free trial for that, because I don't have Hulu. But I'd like to see it. It looks interesting. I like Mike Flanagan's films, and it's a Stephen King book, so I mean it's probably pretty good, and I've heard good things about the movie, so yeah, I'd like to watch that. 28 years later. 28 years later. It was decent. I think it was a flawed movie, but it was stylistically really interesting. I think I actually might put it at the top of Twas Decent, because as a film, I think it was directed wonderfully by Danny Boyle. Danny Boyle is a great director. I think he does an amazing job on 28 Days Later and Trainspotting. Haven't seen Slumdog Millionaire yet, but I'd like to. And 28 Years Later, in the direction and cinematography and just visually and the places they filmed and everything was just beautiful, awesome. Story-wise and pacing-wise, I don't think it was the best. I think it has an interesting layout, to say the least. It's kind of a two-part movie. The first half is kind of like him and his dad, the kid and his dad, trying to survive on their little exposition. Then they come back, and then he goes to take the mother to a doctor in the second half. It has a little bit of emotion. It's a pretty good movie. Visually, it looks great. It's really, really, really widescreen. Like when I watched it, I was like, dang, it's thin. The acting was very good. All the visuals, all the places they filmed looked very real, and much of it was real, but I think some of it was like was a matte, like a CG background. But it looked great. I think the story's alright. The ending was friggin' stupid. The ending left a sour taste in my mouth, to say the least. I'll probably watch The Bone Temple because, you know, why not? What else am I gonna do? What do you think I gotta do? I don't have any obligations. I'm 16 and I stay at home all the time. I'm a fucking loser. And pretty good movie. Moving on. Decent. Moving on. I think Bad Guys 2 I probably will watch eventually, but I didn't hear great things about it, so kind of put it off. Weapons. Weapons is the next movie I watched. You know, it was good. I think it had really interesting, pretty cool story, but at the same time, there were some cliches in it, some witchcraft stuff that was a little bit cliche. Overall, I think it works though. I think Josh Brolin and Jennifer Garner, you know what I'm talking about, the lady. I think they both give great performances, and I really like the structure of this movie, just like showing the different characters' point of views, and they're just cutting it into chapters. I think that was a really cool idea, and I think it really paid off. I think there's a little bit too much gore and gross out horror, just like eating out of, just taking bites out of people, just blood spilling everywhere, smashing his head into his face. And I liked that it wasn't just like another generic horror movie. I liked that it strayed away from usual horror movies format and kind of did a little bit of a Tarantino format by splitting into chapters with characters. And I liked it. It was good. What did I watch next? The Long Walk. That is the one that I watched in, I'd like to say, September, and it was good. I really liked it. Really liked it. Like, a lot more than most people did. I found this to be very compelling, emotional, suspenseful movie. I thought it was just really good. I don't know if I put it above Sinners or not. I don't think I will, because as a film, it's just not as interesting or original. But it is a great you know what? Frick that. I'm putting it above it. I like this movie a lot more than most people did. It really clicked with me emotionally. I thought all the emotional beats worked. I thought the story, though simple, was pretty good and compelling, and the acting was great. Yeah. The only complaint I have with this movie is the CGI violence. Because it doesn't look good. It doesn't. They either should have gotten a better CGI team or bigger budget, or just gone practical, because it does not look good when they show up close on the gun violence and like the people getting shot in the face. I think this movie is really brutal at times, but very effective. Pretty emotional, pretty devastating at times. The ending just leaves you like just kind of flabbergasted in a way. I think a lot of people didn't like this movie. I think I'm in the minority with saying it's one of the best of the year. And I'm okay with being in the minority. Please don't send like hate comments just because it's my opinion. It's not true or false, it's my opinion. So you can have your opinion too. What's another movie we watched this year? One battle after another. Bing bong fliggity blang blang fliggity. That was one of the best movies of the year. Personally, it's not better than Friendship, but, okay, objectively it's probably better than Friendship, but Friendship is subjectively my favorite. But One Battle After Another, it's just a great movie. It's friggin' hilarious. It's completely entertaining and captivating. Pretty much through the last hour and a half is just the chase, Bob trying to get Willa back, and yeah, great performances. The cinematography is fantastic. Paul Thomas Anderson does such a great job directing this movie. It's just one of the most fun movies of the year, and one of the best action movies in recent time. It's also just really funny. It is a funny movie. I think it sometimes gets a little political for my taste, but I can look past that, because after that it's just pretty much just great throughout. Really fun movie. Pretty great. Pretty entertaining. Pretty amazing. Really liked it. Hope it wins Best Picture, because I don't know what. I mean, Friendship. It's not even getting nominated. It's not even in the run for getting nominated, but one bite after another. Realistically, I hope it wins Best Picture, because it's the best picture I see. You from Tennessee? Are you from Picture I See? Best Picture I See. Movie I watched next would be Wake Up Dead Man. Wake Up Dead Man. I thought it was a good movie. Did I like it better than Weapons? I think I might mix around this ranking a little bit, because Weapons might. I'm gonna leave Weapons there. Wake Up Dead Man's gonna go above Weapons. I think stylistically Weapons is a bit better, but Wake Up Dead Man is a pretty cool movie. I think it's better than Glass Onion, and actually kind of on par with the first movie. Yes. Good movie. Pretty good movie. Thought the priest, the main character, gave a great performance. I don't know the actor's name, but he did great. Josh Brolin did great. I think it dives into a deeper thematic richness that the other two don't have, into religion and like kind of a few good men type thing, where it's like the greater good versus keeping order versus just corruption in the church. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty cool murder mystery that had a good plot. Visually really pretty cool. Rian Johnson, pretty good director, other than The Last Jedi. But yes, that was a pretty good movie. The only problem I have with it is some of the characters were kind of cliche, and the generic streamer character who's always carrying a phone around recording everything. Just kind of some cliche characters, but overall I think it works as a movie. And I like the Knives Out format, just how it often goes back and retraces its steps, and you see the same scene multiple times in multiple angles. And yeah, I like that. I feel like I'm talking a little loud. Another movie I watched was Train Dreams. Train Dreams was good. I think I'd put it, I'd probably put it there, because I did like this movie, but actually, okay, I think I might have lied. I enjoy this movie. It was actually filmed in like my hometown where I live, and like 10 minutes away, just in the forests and the mountains around here. But yeah, I thought Joel Edgerton did a really good performance, really subtle, but powerful at the same time. I think this movie looks great, looks absolutely, completely aesthetically pleasing, just very eye-catching, and it was a vibe. It's a vibe of a movie. I don't have much to say about it. I thought the ending was cheesy, but that's the one thing that kind of took away from it. But the ending where he gets in an airplane, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm in an airplane, so now I understand my life." Obviously, didn't like that very much, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. Good movie. A bit of emotion, but I don't think the emotion clicked with me as much as it was trying to. But I liked it. Probably the most visually stunning movie of the year. Every frame just looks pretty beautiful, with few exceptions. Moving on. Movie. Did I watch movie this year? No, I didn't watch movie. No movies. I didn't watch any movies, actually. I think this is all the movies that I watched this year. From this year. I watched a lot of movies that were made in other years. I've watched portions of K-Pop Demon Hunters, but I can't get myself to sit through it, because it is a pretty cringy movie, I'm not gonna lie. Movies I will watch eventually and hope to watch. The Smashing Machine looks decent. I've heard it's okay. I heard it's pretty decent. Ballad of Wallace Island looks pretty cool. Looks like a chill little dramedy, feel-good movie. I'm always up for movies like that. Anyway, other movies I'll watch in the future. Sentimental Value, I'm interested in watching that movie. yeah. No Other Choice. Heard that's really good. I'd like to watch that. Tron Ares, I will not watch. I'm not watching that. Avatar, maybe when it comes to streaming, but honestly, the first two aren't very good. Oh, dude, I forgot to rank this. Frankenstein. I've seen Frankenstein. Where would I put Frankenstein? I would put Frankenstein about there. I think as a Del Toro movie, it's really interesting. It's visually interesting, has a great atmosphere, and it's a swell picture, nonetheless. Very swell picture, obviously. I like how it tells the tale of both Victor Frankenstein and the monster, and kind of more clearly shows the themes of generational trauma that Mary Shelley apparently tries to highlight in her book. And I think it works really well. I like the ending where they kind of forgive each other, and it was a nice little ending. Had a good bit of emotion, and I think it had a big heart. Pretty good movie. Out of Guillermo's movies, I think I might like Pinocchio better, but still, really solid movie. Movies I didn't watch, but I'd like to see. All these I already talked about, but I'd like to. Marty Supreme. That is not a 2025 movie, and you can't tell me it is, because I look in my theaters in any day in December 2025, not there. But January 2026, it's there. So I suppose it's a 2026 movie, but I'm gonna watch it. You can't tell me otherwise. Bugonia. I'd like to watch that. It looks interesting. Not a huge fan of the director, who I can't quite remember his name right now. I've only seen The Lobster from him, and I was not a huge fan of that movie. It was a little bit cynical for my taste. Movies I will watch. Zootopia 2. Not that excited about it. I mean, didn't really feel the first one even needed a sequel, but I've heard it's good, so that's a step up from most recent Disney sequels. Sorry Baby, I'd like to see. Looks pretty interesting, I guess. Pretty good. Five Nights at Freddy's 2, I just might watch it for shits and giggles. Eddington, I might watch. I'm gonna put it at the bottom because I'm not sure I ever will. Warfare, maybe. Let's just stick to movies I want to watch. Blue Moon. I'm a big Richard Linklater fan. Some of my favorite movies are from him, like the Before trilogy is fantastic. Before Sunrise and Before Sunset are amazing. Before Midnight is really good. And Boyhood's really good. Waking Life is a trippy movie, but a great movie nonetheless. I think he's a really good writer and a good director too. I think Hamnet looks pretty interesting. Pretty cool. I think I put it around there in my anticipation. Kind of conflicted on The Running Man because from the trailers it looks like a generic remake, and I don't like Glenn Powell, guys. I don't. As I've heard some people say before, he looks like a spray-tanned robot, and he can't really act very well. But I love Edgar Wright. He's an awesome director. I love Scott Pilgrim. I love Hot Fuzz. I love the whole Cornetto trilogy. However, I don't know about this movie, and I've heard it's not good, so I don't know. Now we're gonna rank Kill Bill, which is not really a new movie at all, but it is a movie I watched for the first time this year. And in this list, I think it would rank here in terms of like how much I like it. If this was a new movie, this is where it would land, I think. I mean, it's debatable to be there or there, but Friendship is still gonna be my favorite because it's a personally very enjoyable movie. I might watch Anaconda because, I don't know, it looks silly and fun. I didn't watch Stranger Things because that's not a movie, and I don't really like Stranger Things very much, not since season 1. Neja 2, if I watch Neja, I'll watch it. Leo, maybe. I think out of that, that's probably all the movies I'm gonna watch. Where's War of the Worlds? I gotta put that shit in my top number 1, guys. Jay Kelly? No, I don't really want to watch that because I don't really like George Clooney for some reason. It's not his fault. I don't know why he has a punchable face, and it doesn't look like an interesting movie to me. that was all the new movies that have come out this year that I watched. Now we're gonna rank some older movies that I watched for the first time. And to be clear, this is like a very, very, very small fraction of movies I've seen for the first time this year. Or old movies I watched this year. I probably watched hundreds and hundreds of movies. But these are some movies that I watched for the first time this year, and then some others that I'm going to talk about for a different reason. The Cornetto trilogy, Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, The World's End. Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead are so good. Stylistically, fantastic. Just amazing cinematography and style, just whippy transitions, just hilarious movies. Greatest comedies ever, probably, in my opinion. Perks of Being a Wallflower, I'm also going to put it up there. I really liked it. It resonated with me emotionally a lot. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, we're going to put that there because it's freaking amazing. The Before trilogy, we're going to put that there. Dang. I think I have to put Hot Fuzz above that because Hot Fuzz is just like a top 10 movie of all time for me now. Lord of the Rings, that's top. I watched these movies for the first time this year. My first watch, it didn't click with me that much. I wasn't a huge fan. But my second watch, I was like, dang, what was I missing the first time? Incredibly well-made films, like amazing, truly mind-blowing, and just wow. The acting, the effects, the extent to which they built all these sets, the amazing miniatures, the giant Minas Tirith miniature, just the incredible atmosphere and amazing story, near perfect movies. The Thing! That's at the very top, because that is literally one of my favorite movies of all time. Schindler's List, that's another movie I watched the first time and loved. I'll put it there. No, it's there. Such an incredibly harrowing, heartbreaking, and very hopeful film at the end. Completely and utterly beautiful. Probably Spielberg's best movie overall. My god, this movie is so freaking good. It's just such a beautiful film. It captures the Holocaust better than any movie ever, in my opinion. There's not a single movie that comes to the same quality of Schindler's List in terms of the Holocaust. It's truly one of the best films ever made, and I hope that every generation forever sees this movie, because it is a necessary movie to watch to understand the weight and the tragedy of the Holocaust, but also the goodness and inherent humanity that we have inside of us, even if we aren't good people. Like Oskar Schindler was not a good person, and that's one of the things I like about the movie, because it shows even bad people. Like, it's just a part of us and as humans. Just the goodness, the hope, and the empathy that helped Schindler save many people. Beautiful films. These are two films that were re-released in theaters for an anniversary. Now, I've watched these films before this year. Obviously, Jaws I've seen like a bunch of times. And Revenge of the Sith, oh no, I have. This is the first time I saw it this year. I saw this in like February on Blu-ray, on a Blu-ray I got, and I thought it was pretty good. But I liked it better when I saw it in theaters, and it was a banger. I'll put it there. Pretty great movie. Not a good script, not a very good script, not great acting, but in a filmmaking perspective, this movie is great. Truly a great in the film aspect, and just the visual, the sound design, the music, the cinematography, and the sets and costume design and everything is just, it's brilliant. But the script is not, but that's okay, because I still really like it. It's a great movie. And Jaws, I was not able to see this in theaters, but since it was released in theaters, I'm gonna stick it right. I think personally I'd probably put it there. Now you're probably asking, Brody, so why would you take all these random old films, or random films you've never seen before this year, and put this on a 2025 tier list? And well, dear viewer, I think it's because I just wanted to talk about these movies, and I just want to do it. And you don't get to tell me what to do. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, if you're watching this, thank you. Please check out my really stupid, kind of low effort 7 ending parody. And it's a pretty obscure reference to a pretty old meme. And if that's your thing, please watch it and give it a like. And if you like this video, please like it, like, and subscribe if you want to do that. And you want to see more stuff like this, or short films that I hopefully will stop being lazy and start working on. Well, that's gonna be all for today, folks. I'll see you next time. Bye!